Hi, this is Angel Jones. I love great conversations where life's journey is communicated not only through words, but tones and emotions. Explosive expressions that allow you to feel what they felt and learned. A fool learns only from his own mistake, while the wise learn from their own and from those others have made. Thanks for being here with us. Good morning, Marina Pearson. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm excellent. What part of the world are you in?
I'm in Spain at the moment.
Wow. So I'm supposed to say it. Tell me, is it supposed to be Marina Pearson?
I'm sorry?
Am I supposed to pronounce it like that? Marina.
Yes, that's correct.
So Marina, tell me, which of your talents is responsible for us meeting?
That's a great question, actually. I guess the reason why we're meeting is because one of my great talents. Well, let me share possibly my ability to have insight and to be guided by wisdom. And it was through the guidance of wisdom that I met John Spender.
Right.
And I'm now one of the people on his movie.
Wow.
And I never met John. Funnily enough, it's just when I see this kind of the cosmic order of everything. So my son's godfather, he knows John. They're very good friends, but I didn't know that. And it just so turns out that John was just following me on Facebook and contacted me last year to ask me whether I wanted to be in his movie. And it just only dawned on me a few months later that he is actually really good friends with our my son's godfather. So serendipitous coincidence, call it what you will, but it's always connection. And then John put a shout out on Facebook about your show, so I looked at what it was about, and I just fancied coming on and just showing up. So here we are.
Appreciate it. But tell me something. So you are acting in John Spender's movie, which is Journey to Riches, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is acting your skill, your talent?
No, acting isn't a talent necessarily, but sharing a message might be.
There we go.
Yeah, and I was sharing a message about how insecurity can be transformed into beauty, and how we don't need to do a process or need to do a tool or have a tool or a technique or anything like that. We have an innate capacity to transform and to grow without doing anything about it. So let me give you an example.
Sure.
Just last Monday, my husband at the time asked me for a divorce. So this had been somewhat coming, but I hadn't seen it necessarily. And you can imagine, right? You're thrown into major turmoil. You can't quite comprehend it. It's a shock. It's a change. It's like, you've been with somebody for that long. And then yesterday, one of my mentors sent me an email, and the email just completely shifted all of that energy. And what the email said was that your true self is already healed. Your true self already has everything resolved. And it was a really deep and beautiful insight that I had. And what I saw was that that the pain that I was feeling was actually wasn't me. It wasn't me. Because actually the pain is just a mirage. It's not. It's just, it comes and goes, but it's not me. And I really saw that. And since then, it's almost like being an instantaneous healing. Like I don't feel any pain. I don't feel any remorse. I don't feel anything.
Are you
A miracle.
excited?
There are moments. There are moments of excitement, I guess, like, but it's kind of for me, like, I'm relieved, to be honest. I'm relieved that I don't have to spend months in pain and regret and remorse. I'm relieved that I have this capacity, that we all have this capacity to not have to work on ourselves, but to see something new.
So who did you learn this skill from?
Well, let me take you back. So about 3.5 years ago, almost four, I was a very different person. I spent a lot of my time in stress and anxiety, and let's just say that my business wasn't doing so well. I have a business. I coach women in business now, but back then I was coaching women to overcome heartbreak, and I just wasn't making any money. And so one of the big things for me was to be able to fulfill my potential and to make my business work and have it run and make money. And anyway, it was one day when I was on Facebook that I saw this quote, and the quote said, "In this game of life, we all search for ourselves." And when I say self, I'm talking about the inner self, the very thing that created life in the first place. But we're just not aware of it. So if you're looking for happiness, if you're looking for love, if you're just looking for a peaceful and understanding life, what you're really searching for is yourself. And that really impacted me, because I thought that what I was searching for was money, what I was searching for was fame, what I was searching for was success. But it turns out what I was actually searching for was myself, the true self, the feeling of completeness and content and that sort of thing. And so I then went on to get curious about who had posted that, and then from there I came across my mentor Jamie Smart, and just everything else from there has taken off. So, but Sydney Banks is actually the person who had this epiphany. He was a Scottish welder who lived a very insecure life, or at least he thought he was insecure. And he went to this event, and somebody turned around to him and he said, "You're not insecure, you just think you are." And what he heard is that everything that I have ever experienced, I've done so through thought. And that was just a major revelation for him, because he thought that he was insecure. He thought that there could be nothing that could be done. But actually, what he heard was that actual thought creates this experience, our experience, and that's actually how we live our life, is through thought, this intangible energy. So he then had another epiphany. And this is a Scottish welder, by the way, a guy who knew nothing. He didn't even know how to spell psychology. He then had another epiphany, and the other epiphany was that there is something called mind, big mind, universal intelligence. He had an epiphany, and the epiphany, he had this bright white light that surrounded him. And in that moment, he saw himself traveling around the world and sharing this understanding with millions of people. And that's what he did. He jacked in his job as a Scottish welder and started running events and sharing the message. Crazy, right? But that's what I mean. I honestly, in awe of how it works. Like, I've had insights along the way, Angel, but yesterday to me was like, wow, that was spontaneous.
Yeah, it's amazing that we've had the opportunity to have a conversation with you the day after you had that, and now this is recorded.
Divine, right?
Yeah, it's like time stamped. Yeah, because this is evergreen.
Well, it does. It does. It really does. Like, to me, insight, the ability to see through any kind of illusion that we're in, and to open you up to a new reality, goes beyond the boundaries of time. time is made up anyway. The mind makes it up as if to say it's linear, right? It's like, oh my God, I've got all this healing to go through and it's going to take me all this time and it's linear. And, after 5 years at least, then I'll feel okay. No, I just got to see and was gifted with something so beautiful yesterday, which was that.
Which is no.
It's not linear. It's not linear. It can't be linear. Because if it was, then I wouldn't feel the way I do today. There is no pain.
Well, you know what? I think too, I'll add that I've learned that feelings it's like the ricochet to decisions. So feelings always take some time to catch up. So I think what you actually have done, you made the decision, and in today, it's catching up, right? The decision to not be saddened or depressed or downtrodden, it's a decision. And then the feelings catch up.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't an active decision, but you see, insight isn't something that I can control. Insight shows up when it's good and ready. It's not like I made a decision, right?
That. Yes.
However, what I was searching for was some wisdom. Like, to me, that's the wisdom of the ages. Like, when I wrote that to my mentor, she's one of many, but I was in like the most excruciating amount of pain that I felt in a really long time. Like, not since my divorce. Another one. This is the second one in tow. Years ago, about 10 years ago now. And honestly, like, it was just something she wrote at the end that I said to you that just changed everything for me. And that's the capacity we have. That's the power we have. That's the power that we have to create, and that's the miracle that we are.
Well, my friend, let's switch gears and let's create an imagination here. And let me, Marina, invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Marina,
lovely.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
Being dressed up by my two sisters, in a rock outfit. So they would, when my mother used to go away, they used to dress me up and put makeup on me and have me sing and play the guitar and that sort of thing. So I was about 4, I think, at the time. And that would be my earliest memory.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Great question. I don't know. It's just something that came to me in the moment.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So your sisters were dressing you up.
Mm-hmm.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Ooh. I used to listen to a lot of Peter Gabriel. So probably one of his songs.
All right. You want to choose one?
I can't remember them. I can't remember the title.
Do you want to sing it? You could sing it. In your eyes?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I couldn't remember it, but yeah, In Your Eyes. Yeah.
Interesting.
How did you know?
Google, the mind of Google.
Yes.
So we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. Marina, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yeah.
Are you married? Well, no, that's not relevant. I almost asked you if you were married. Do you have children?
Yes, I've got a son.
Okay. Do you believe in God?
I believe in a universal intelligence that guides us all. So yeah, if you want to call that God, yes, I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I have an inner circle of friends. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Depends. It depends if it's a weekend.
Okay. 3 hours a week is probably more accurate.
Yeah, 3 hours a week is probably more accurate. Yeah.
What about screen time, Marina? Is it more than 8 hours a day or less than 8 hours a day?
Lately, I find myself spending less time with the screen and more time with people. there's been a big shift around that for me over the last few weeks, and just getting really clear on my priorities and what's important to me, and spending time with the people I care about is something that I want to do more of now than I have been up until now. I think that the proclamation of divorce has really had me reevaluate what's important.
Marina, this was a great pleasure. Thanks for sharing your insight. Thanks for sharing where you are. Thanks for being truthful. But before you leave, is there anything you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Yeah. One of the things that I wanted to share was that if you're listening and you're interested in having more insights and in creating an effortless life and business, I've got an ebook on my website, marinapearson.com, that they can download as a gift.
Wonderful. And Marina is spelled Marina, Pearson, Pearson. Wonderful. Marina Pearson, thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure, Angel. Thank you, and really lovely, and take care.
Amazing audience. Before you leave, there's one person I'd like to introduce you to, Amanda Jones. She is my wife, and her passion is to educate, encourage, and empower.
Hi, I'm Amanda Jones, and I'm a registered nurse. Do you or someone you know have diabetes? According to the International Diabetes Federation, in 2015 worldwide, 415 million people were living with diabetes. Just as that figure is overwhelming, so too can the effects of diabetes be. So, to help simplify diabetes for both adult and child, I've used rhymes in my books, The ABCs of Diabetes for Children and Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes. At its simplest, rhymes help us to remember. If you, a child or friend, want an easy, reader-friendly way to know about diabetes, then get a copy of these books. For more details, you can go to poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.